Up YouTube? Not 15 fair, so back for some more Vanguard discussions. So I'm gonna be going over a lot of the Actually, I think we have we don't we don't have all the ins for support revealed. We have most of it revealed though. So I'm gonna go over what we have revealed as of what is today? Today is we're not in August. We're August. Damn you phone. August 17th, Monday morning. Because I don't work till later in the day and all that. Anyway, so the first unit is Black Shiver Gabrielle. She's the break stride. Yeah, she. Yeah. Definitely a she there. Anyway, so the effect is Gem Break 2. We'll ignore that. No one saw that. Gem Break 2, every time you damage swap, or every time a card goes to your damage zone, plus 2k to your whole front row. This is really, really good. It lets you power up your entire front row. It helps make up for the fact that some of the Angel Feathers, like, well, actually not all of them, but one of their key card no seals and AK Vase, which sucks in this meta, but in this format. But back in the day, back when in English, when we had just sets 1, 2, and 6, 8k was alright for a grade 2 because everything was 10k base except for like Narukami and Kaguro and Nova Grappler. Anyway, so yeah, it's pretty good. The only issue is it's Gem Break 2, which means it's kind of restricted to a little bit later in the game. So you have to drop a lot of your guard early. You're gonna usually end up dropping a lot of early. To use effectively, either you have to play 4 of every no seal or 4 of the grade 2 and the grade 1 no seals to try and But if you want to defensively, you're gonna have usually have to end up dropping a lot of guard early game, which can kind of suck. But there are ways to make up for having high damage that they come up with. We'll get into that in a bit. Then the break stride is on stride, counterblast 1, check your top 3, put a card in your damage zone, and then call a face-up card from your damage zone to your rear guard circle, and that unit that you call gets 2,000 power. So this is good because it lets you go plus, so it can make up for the fact that Angel Feathers don't have Angel Feathers really have like a lot of ways to generate advantage aside from just drive checks and draw triggers. And even then, people only played 4. You only played the what's his face. You only played the Counterblast 1 for plus 3k power to your Vanguard. That's all anyone played ever. So that's really, really good. It lets you generate some more advantage. Actually, it's a lot of now what Angel Feather's trying to do, which is cool. They're calling your cards from your damage zone. Since before, the only other way we had to do that was Penuel and Kyriel, and no one played Kyriel after once Zerakiel count. No one played Kyriel. Like, you were just dumb if you did. Actually, no. Some people might have. Actually, no. Anyway, then we have this pacing loaded, bro. We have the triple R stride, which is Raphael, it's a Gem Break 2, so basically it has to be your second stride since it counts as part of your generation. They're trying to like shorten up the text as much as possible. Anyway, as opposed to having it say, if you have you can pay the cost of Persona flipping, and then if you have 2 cards placed up in your G zone after you pay the cost, it's just easiest to say this. So it's Gem Break 2, you Persona flip, and then you heal. That is the ability. It's really good because it not only does it let you heal, but it also lets you heal off bad damages. You don't even have to hit. You can heal face downs actually too, I believe. Yeah, you can just heal face downs, and not only that, it just lets you heal. Like, that's too good. It lets healing is never really that bad in Vanguard anymore. I mean, it kind of sucks sometimes if you miss your limit break, but we have limit break enablers now, so if you're running a limit break unit, chances are you're running a limit break enabler, which Angel Feather has, but I'm not going to go into it because it's just limit break enabler. It lets you use Zerakiel a little bit earlier in game. It's really about it. Also, it gives you more, like, if you don't really play Angel Feather, you might not be aware of this, but like sometimes like there's the issue of you have bad things in your damage that you just don't really want to. Like your draw triggers sometimes, that's usually, that's what I was, before that's what I would do in my damage zone, I'd put, like, the Persona unit, and then whatever jank cards I didn't need for my hand, like, draw triggers, since I only use them to get the extra plus, 2k, or extra draw and plus 5k. But yeah, so this lets you heal off jank damage, although, now with the new way that Angel Feather's playing, you can't really do that much anymore because your damage zone is kind of like what you're gonna be getting a lot of your advantage from. But still, being able to heal off is nice, especially because you can use it lets you use Gabriel's ability more easily, since Gabriel, you also if you can use it on your opponent's turn, you definitely want to do that because you become 13k base and then 50k base, and then numbers become harder to hit and everything like that for your opponent, and can really screw up with your opponent. None of these are loaded, but I have to reload all these. Next we have Black Size Harriet. She's a Gem Break 1, Counterblast 1. When she attacks the Vanguard, she's boosted. You can look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one of them in your damage zone face up, and then you can then call one card from your damage zone that's face up to your rear guard circle. Once again, it's just another way to generate advantage. Lets you call from your damage zone. It powers your Calamity Towers, your Million Rays. Not Calamity Towers, Calamity, Phoenix Calamity. Is that the name? The grade 3 pony. It's not a pony, but it has the +2k every time a card goes to your damage zone. If you run that, some people do, some people don't. I do because I like being able to power up as much as possible. So yeah, it's pretty good too. Once again, more ways to generate advantage. The only thing, actually, not even. I'll get into that with the next unit. This is the Rare Stride. What's cool about not cool, but like you're actually not only probably running 2, and if you're in Celestials, you're definitely not running this unit. Anyway, when it's placed on Vanguard Circle, you Soul Blast 2, and you reset your damage. You put all cards in your damage zone back to your deck, face up, face down, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then you put the same amount of cards that you put, you shuffle your deck, and then you put the same amount of cards that you put in your damage zone, that you put from your damage zone back to your deck. You put them back in you put that amount back in your damage zone to your from the top of your deck. This is good because, like Ascriptmaster mentioned, because I know Ascriptmasters, you probably don't watch this vid, it lets you power up your Million Rays, your 1,000 Rays, and all that. But not only that, it just lets you reset your damage zone. So if you end up like getting a bad damage zone, which can happen, this just lets you reset it, and you can hopefully get into a better damage zone, hopefully. But also, it also unflips all your damage, which, as you already saw, you have the Grade 2 Gem Break 1 unit, which, so you're actually going to be using a Counterblast, even though you have your new G Perfect cards. Even then, sometimes, that's just not enough to help unflip. You only get 3 with that if you're running 4 Perfect cards, which most people are nowadays, just because Stride is kind of a thing, and those are big attacks, 26k base on their own. But yeah, that's always good. It's really more of a 1 of, maybe 2 of. It could run 2, and then obviously 2 aerial, and then 4 of What's Its Face. That's plugging the standard down, unless you playing Celestials. Speaking of Celestials, Celestials also got some more support. In the form of a Legion. They got another Legion. This is odd. This card can Legion with 2 units. But anyway, when it Legions, you put the card from the top of your deck into your damage zone, face up, and then choose the face up card for your damage zone, call to your guard. And then if you have like another copy of either it or the mate that you legioned with in your damage zone, the unit you call gets an extra 5,000 power. And then also when you place it on your when you write it, you can look at the top of your cards of your deck, put one in your damage zone, and then choose a face-up card in your damage zone and heal it. So basically, it lets you rearrange your damage zone a little better. This card is not that great in my opinion. I actually would rather just run Remiel or Zerakiel in a Celestial deck as my alternate grade 3, just because at least those fit in better with the other Legion once powers up your front row. So you can run like 8 sand in that, or 6 sand crew crit. That's also a thing too. But yeah, this unit's it's okay if you are going super budget, since the other Legion is out of print, and unless you're like me and got like 5, because I'm insane. Actually, me and Zero actually just bought a lot of stuff, because yeah, we bought a lot of stuff. So we ended up just getting 5 of everything from that Legion Bravo campaign. Don't judge us. Next, we have one of its Legion mates. This unit's also not that great, honestly. When it attacks a Vanguard, if you have a unit with Celestial in its name, It's an 11k attacker, and then if you have a card in your damage zone that has the same name as something on your Vanguard circle, it becomes an on. It becomes a it on hit you unflip and you soul charge, which is Celestials don't really counterblast that all that much, so it's not really that great. Like, so the unflip is kind of unnecessary since you have to have a Celestial Vanguard for it, and Celestials don't use Soul at all. I mean, you could run that Rare Legion, but the issue with that is Celestials are dependent on having certain cards in the damage zone, and that Rare Legion like will mess that up. So it's a very slippery slope. It's honestly not that great. Then we have the other the other card you could run as your grade 3 unit, as your alternate grade 3. Mobile Hospital Healing Palace. So it's Gem Break 1, Vanguard or Rearguard. When it hits, you counterblast 1, look top 3 cards, put it one fit into face up in your damage zone, and then choose a face up card from your damage zone and call it to your guard circle. It's another +1 way to go +1. I just prefer Calamity Tower just for the ability of being able, not Calamity Tower, oh my gosh. Whatever. I prefer, we're gonna call it the Phoenix Pony. I prefer the Phoenix Pony because it benefits from having your cards put in your damage zone, and the way I have my deck built is just trying to get as many cards in your trying to do as many damage swaps as possible. That way then you can like control that better. And I feel like if I'm gonna have my grade 2s do that, I might as well have my the alternate grade 3 power from that. But there are many ways you can play that. There are many different ratios you can build the deck with. Then we have Nurse of Broken Heart. This card's also really good. It's Gem Break 1. When a card is put in your damage zone, it and your Vanguard get 2,000 power, which is awesome because once again you can if you have like this and like double Gabriel, if you take even and you're at Gem Break 2, if you take even 1 damage, that's like already an extra 6k power to your Vanguard, which means it's 17k, like, which is on your opponent's turn. That's pretty freaking bonkers. So this unit's also really good. Once again, more ways just to power up, and more benefits from the damage zone. This unit, I don't understand. Honestly, I think if you like this unit, you just don't understand Angel Feather at all. Like, I'm sorry, but like, so there's Dreamlight Unicorn. When it's placed on your regard circle, you can counter. When it's placed on your regard circle, you counterblast 1 and you heal. But when it leaves the rearguard circle, you look at the top 2 cards of your deck and you put 1 in your damage zone, which is, I mean, yeah, you can heal, which gives you that extra, but it's an 8k base, which really sucks. Yeah, it has resist, but your opponent can still just straight up attack it and abuse the fact that it's an 8k. I mean, it's not that hard to get to 18k rearguard attack, and I'm not gonna keep and I feel like it's not worth dropping 15k every single, like, just for that. It's not really that worth it, in my opinion. So overall, this unit's not that great. If you run it, I'm sorry that I don't know what's wrong with you. And then the last new unit that's not like a Stride Enabler or a Limit Break Enabler, Quintet Wall or G Perfect Guard. Those four I'm not going to go over just because they are what they are. We already know how those work in other decks. It's not that different in this deck. In these decks, what's his face? Nurse Cap Dalmatian. This card's interesting. When it boosts, for every face-up card in your damage zone, the boost unit gets an extra 5,000 power. So basically, it can turn into like a 12k or 11k booster. It's okay. Honestly, I'd just rather have 1000 Ray just because 1000 Ray is more explosive, and I want to say almost even a little bit more consistent, because usually you can ensure that you're at least at 9k boost, and now that Angel Feather counterblast a lot more, it's gonna be harder to ensure that you're gonna have like 4 or 5 face-up cards in your damage zone, at all times. This unit's okay if you in like maybe like some other build that can like better control the damage zone. It doesn't counterblast heavily, but even then, I feel like it's still not that great. It's not terrible if you can't like find 1000 Rays, but it's a common, so it shouldn't be that hard to find. Granted, that set is probably out of print, but it's still, I still don't see why you'd run it, personally. But yeah, that's all the new Angel Feather support. I would actually definitely be messing around with all these cards, just because I actually play Angel Feather. None of you probably know that because I haven't played this. I mean, I've played the deck, but like I haven't played it in a while, just because there hasn't been any new support. Although I played Celestial so much when that deck first came out. That deck was insane. It was hilarious, at least, because no one expected stands in that deck, and I was like, what? But yeah, that's all the new Angel Feather support for now. If anything else like super super big for Angel Feather comes out, I'll maybe make a video on it. But yeah, I will upload a video of this deck, maybe a deck profile at some point with next upcoming week or so. We'll see. So yeah, this has been Natsu of Team Fairy Tail, signing out.